Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Nihon. I'm not here with Geeky Sparkles in this video. We're going to do a follow-up on this Assassin's Creed debacle with Yasuke, the supposed Black Samurai that seems to be predominantly a work of fiction created by an author, Thomas Lockley, and he's getting all kinds of blowback. He's getting blowback from Japan now. And it's really like Japan is going to be looking into this situation and see if this guy is responsible for, I guess, trying to rewrite Japanese history. This white guy rewriting Japanese history. And I think it's all about him getting deals for himself, because I did not realize that the rabbit hole ran this deep. And I'm sure there are lots of people out here who are looking into this situation a lot more than I am, but just kind of a casual search. And he's got a Broadway play coming up. Yeah, they're gonna. So he's got a lot of book deals and media deals in play. So why would you fabricate this story? Well, it gets you lots of attention. And I'm very surprised that more people are not calling this guy out, this white dude out, for creating effectively, as far as I can understand, work of fiction. Now, I believe there is some evidence for this guy existing, this Black Samurai, quote unquote, existing, but I do not believe he was a samurai. And I think even then, you know, we'd have to dig around as to whether or not he actually existed, or he's a combination of multiple people, and that's for historians to look into. But I do not believe this guy's a historian. I think he's fabricating a story to get himself Hollywood deals, because, you know, look, they got a Netflix show based on his work. This was 2 years ago. Thomas Lockley, there it is. And let's see, he got himself in this Japanese publication here. Researcher sheds light on mystery of African samurai Yasuke made famous by Netflix anime. Again, there it is, Thomas Lockley. He seems to be the only source for this guy existing, and now it is making its way, this story is making its way into Assassin's Creed Shadows, and is blowing up into this big deal, because they're trying to present it as historical fact, and Japan's not having it. So this is a really interesting situation. And again, as other people have pointed out, and I've pointed out before, very curious that, or very ironic, I guess, that Thomas Lockley kind of looks like Tom Cruise, you know, given what we're talking about. But we'll talk about this. Before you get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. No woohoos wouldn't be appropriate. But yeah, this has been going on for years. This guy's been pushing this narrative of Yasuke being a Black Samurai for years, and it does seem to be predominantly a work of fiction. And now he's not just black, but he's black and gay, because you got to have two check boxes, right? You have at least two check boxes, and that's the latest. But Grum's actually put this out. He said the Assassin's Creed Shadows issues with Yasuke and the discredited historian Thomas Lockley have exploded into a potential diplomatic incident. His words, not mine. So I would have to look into it more. But letters are being sent with questions to the Japan Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry. Well, the government has not taken action yet. They're waiting for final release of the game to decide, and there's mounting pressure in Japan to address the issue, with Ubisoft portraying false information to Japanese children. There's a video link out here. So this is interesting. It's become quite large. There's a possibility that it could escalate into a diplomatic issue. Again, if they were not presenting this as being historical fact and historically accurate, but Thomas Lockley has apparently spent the last couple of years trying to perpetuate this fictionalized version of Yasuke as being a historical figure. And, you know, it's even getting picked up by the Japanese media, has been picked up for the last couple of years now, that he is a historically accurate figure. So here's some of the questions that they're asking. They said it's been pointed out that Mr. Thomas Lockley, Associate Professor, Foreign Languages, Faculty of Law at Nihon University, wrote a book about a story which he created from his own imagination and spread the contents of the book as historical fact all over the world. And that this is a movement to make a fabricated history of the truth of the world without many Japanese people even knowing about it. Please tell us the government's opinion. Question 2, Assassin's Creed Shadows new game being developed by the French game company Ubisoft is set in the Sengoku period of Japan, and Yasuke appears as the main character. This game company has been taken over by people of the political correctness movement, and from the pre-release interview footage, the disrespect for Japan is blatant. Yeah, doesn't he have like a rap music intro or something when he comes in? The content of the game that has been partially released has also been distorted and grossly disrespectful of Japanese culture, history, Japanese people. For example, in an interview, a person in charge of the grotesque decapitation scene said death was a common occurrence in Japan. Most people died by having their heads cut neatly off. I'd like to know the government's views on this matter. How many Japanese people were actually consulted in the creation of a game based on Japanese history is what I would like to know. If a game were made by a private company, there would be no need to be so concerned, but it has been announced that this is based on Japanese historical facts, and if this goes viral, people all over the world will start to believe it, which is why I think it's extremely malicious. In fact, the following message has been released. The Brazilian embassy in Japan publicly announced on Facebook that Yasuke was Japan's first black samurai, that Yasuke was brought to Japan in 1579 and became a hero. And again, the only source for this information, to the best of my knowledge, my limited knowledge of this, is this Thomas Lockley and his book. And this got picked up by Wikipedia, and they believe that he was actually editing Wikipedia to cite his own source, which is his book. And he's getting media deals, the Netflix based an anime on his book. He's got a Broadway show coming, which is probably going to be rap. It's probably going to be like Hamilton. You watch. It's going to be like Hamilton with the samurai. Yeah, so this is really getting pretty interesting to see what happens. Again, all they had to do was say, hey, this is based on, I don't even know how you would phrase it. This is definitely not history, but that has been the marketing for this, right? That they found a DEI talking point in this guy's book. Oh, we can have a black samurai. Let's make him gay too. Let's have a black gay samurai in feudal Japan, because that happened all the time. And, let's not have a Japanese man as the main character in the supposedly historically accurate Japanese feudal samurai simulation game or whatever, right? This person, the Chudinator here, says, unlike America, the Japanese actually honor their ancestors and don't appreciate the woke historical revisionism of their culture. This other person, Kooks says it's probably terrifying Ubisoft right now, so you expect them to start backtracking takes and have their PR team running full damage control. They already are. They're already trying to say, well, we never said it was historically accurate. And there's always been diversity and queerness in Ubisoft's Assassin's Creed games, right? So yeah, he apparently deleted all of his social media accounts after Japanese gamers called him out. This is coming from Reddit. Coming from Asian masculinity in Reddit. They said this guy is essentially the godfather and chief architect of the Yasuke was a legendary samurai myth. 5 years ago, he found a few vague paragraphs referring to him in the historical record and somehow managed to write an entire 400-page book based on a few references he himself admits he had to fill in the blanks. But writing 400 pages of conjecture, guesswork, assumptions, and filling in the blanks is not history. It becomes historical fan fiction and fantasy literature. A lie told 1,000 times becomes the truth. Unfortunately, the damage has already been done. He was the first to write a book on Yasuke and market it on Amazon as historical fact. Outlets like CNN, Time, BBC, Wikipedia then used it as their primary source for articles, which spread into the mainstream pop culture, leading to the mess we have today. Yeah, the true story of him, which led to an anime on Netflix. And he's getting a Broadway show. Did you know this? There's a Broadway musical. This was just 2 days ago. 2 days ago. He's getting a musical. In Variety, School of Rock musical choreographer Joanne M. Hunter to direct the Broadway musical Yasuke the Black Samurai. Exclusive. So this guy's getting rewarded time and time and time again. They're going to have it's a white dude creating a myth about a black man and rewriting Asian history. Does nobody else see how problematic this is by current year progressive stand? Like, this is problematic all the way around, but they want to believe this. They want to believe that feudal Japan was a lot more diverse and inclusive. It actually was. This is insane. Yeah, they're gonna do this production on Broadway in 2026. Yasuke the Black Samurai is based on the true story. They're saying it in Variety as of 2 days ago. It's based on the true story of events that unfolded in 16th century feudal Japan. An African man who was uprooted from his native land of Mozambique and brought to Japan. Once there, he's bestowed with respect in a society known for its discipline and moral codes, and discovers the samurai culture, where the way of living life carries the utmost significance. Based on a true story of events that unfolded, even though the author admitted it was conjecture. And how I found out about this musical was this article in the Tokyo Weekender, a Japanese publication. Said Thursday, Variety revealed that they're going to do a musical based on Yasuke, right? With few historical documents on him, the story is likely to be chiefly based on the words of Thomas Lockley, an associate professor at Nihon University. He co-authored the first book in the world about him in 2019, just like 5 years ago. How much of what he wrote about the man dubbed as the first non-Japanese samurai is true? Not a lot, according to the internet. The English author has received widespread criticism, particularly in the past few days, and has reportedly deleted his Facebook page. The biggest backlash has been against the claim that several feudal lords of Japan were happy to make use of black slaves. There have been close to 200,000 posts on the subject. The rumor that black slaves were popular among Japanese lords needs to be properly refuted and stamped out, otherwise it could cause big problems. Later, tweeted one user, there have been allegations that Lockley edited the Wikipedia page for this character under the name Toto Wrightum. Toto Wrightum? Yeah, he deleted his social media account. So, again, this whole thing is bigger than just Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's bigger because we basically had, as far as I can tell, we have one white professor rewriting Asian history to make it more diverse and inclusive, with a person that probably existed, but probably wasn't a samurai. And nobody thinks he's getting rewarded with a freaking Broadway play and a video game, a AAA video game. In 5 years' time, this became historical fact. Nobody in Hollywood, diverse and inclusive Hollywood, sees this as a problem. Nobody else sees this as being hugely problematic, that they're repeating this lie and now they're celebrating it with a musical, an anime, and a AAA video game. I mean, this is absolutely batshit. But there we go, guys. We'll see where this ends. I don't know if the Japanese are going to take action, be like, yeah, we're going to refute this. Those media deals, those Hollywood deals have already been made. And yeah, we'll see. Is he gonna have to give his money back if they cancel this shit? Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.